3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Wrestling Show.
I mean, I've watched your show, your guys' show, you know, so it's nothing new to me.
This is Petey Williams' definition of Maple Leaf Muscle, and I need you to subscribe to Andre Corbeil on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Diana Hart. You're watching the Can-Am Wrestling Show with Big Ray and Andre Corbeil.
That's right.
What brings you to my house like to disturb me while I'm wearing my PJs?
This is Monsters BC, and you're watching the Can-Am Wrestling Show, a.k.a. formerly Brodus Clay the Funkasaurus, and you do know that.
It's me, Eric Hernandez, a.k.a. the Super Mex, and you're watching the Can-Am Wrestling Show.
This is the effing machine, this is Wolverine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, here with Andre and Big Ray, and you're watching the Can-Am Wrestling Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Can-Am Wrestling Show, episode number 64. And if you don't know who I am, well, I am the Mark of the Masses, the man with a plan, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some WWE Extreme Rules 2015 today. And I am joined, as always, by my Can-Am brother from the north, my Canadian compadre. I always call him the Canadian Destroyer, my brother on Twitter, Andre _Corbeil. What's up, buddy?
Because when Andre Corbeil gets angry, gets amped up, and gets mad, he drops you with the Canadian's Destroyer, brother. Well, that was like Petey Hogan.
Yeah, not bad, you know, not bad.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. Kicking ass on that, on the, you know, the DDP yoga. I'm actually going up another level now. I've been doing it for some time. I've been running a hell of a lot. I've been running actually a lot more now. I've extended my run from 4 to 6 miles. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting faster. Getting better, brother. You sound like
Steve Austin, and I'm not talking about Stone Cold. I'm talking about the $6 Million man. You owe me a beer, Ray.
Anyway, for the
remember the $6 Million woman, and then they took it to the extreme.
The $6 Million dog.
Did they have the dog?
They had the dog. Yeah.
I was thinking of the Sasquatch, bro. Do you remember the Sasquatch? And it ran into the fire to save their lives.
Am I doing a good slow motion?
Absolutely.
Hold on, I'm going closer.
We have an excellent episode for you guys today. Wrestling Show. Big Ray and Andre Corbeil are bringing you WWE Extreme Rules this Sunday. But before we get into the show officially and talk about wrestling, why am I donning a Wayne Gretzky shirt? Yes, it's a monumental time and a very bad time to be an Edmonton Oilers fan, as the Edmonton Oilers locked the #1 pick in the NHL lottery. And this is a big, big deal because people that follow hockey know about Connor McDavid. Now, some have touted this boy as comparable to Wayne Gretzky himself. Even Wayne made relative comments about the kid. So definitely a franchise superstar coming into the fold. Now, it's not certain what their pick is going to be, but you don't pass along once or twice in a lifetime player like this come draft day. So some good news for Edmonton Oilers fans who haven't had a lot of good news in the last so on and so forth bunch of years. Well, but I digress.
Well, the Rangers up 3-1.
Hey, and speaking of that, if the Rangers win, then Edmonton gets their first round pick in the first round as well. So
well, then it's a win-win for you guys.
Yeah. So some positivity and a sea of negativity.
The New York Canada connection, brother.
brother.
Very cool. All right, so now this isn't a hockey show. This isn't a baseball show. This is a wrestling show, and we're going to actually be previewing or just giving our opinions on what we think the outcome of most of the matches are for this WWE Extreme Rules 2015. Now, we always say this before every preview show, where we get the list of matches from WWE.com itself, and the pictures and the photos are also courtesy of WWE.com. Now, again, we don't know exactly what the lineup is going to be. We're just going by
there
what.
Could always be one last minute change.
Right.
It happens, wrestling fans. We want to get you guys the product, our opinions, our predictions, and hear your feedback before the show happens. So sometimes we do miss out on one added match, etc., so on and so forth.
Right,
So,
it happens.
biggie.
Listen, depending on when you're watching this, right now it's 8:50 on the East Coast here in New York, and SmackDown's on. So I'm not watching SmackDown right now. We're doing this show, which is going to roll forward with what WWE.com has given us. So, in that, let's jump into the very first match, which is the pre-show match. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Tyson Kidd and Cesaro versus the Clappers. Yes, the New Day, who have seemed
The
to
Clappers.
who have seemed to have made a full heel turn, and now Tyson Kidd and Cesaro seem to be kind of the baby faces in this whole thing. Now they're going to be fighting for the WWE Tag Team Championships on the pre-show. Would you like me to give my opinion on the outcome of this match first?
Absolutely, because mine's short, simple, effective, and sweet. And too sweet.
All right, very cool. Now listen, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro have been very, very good tag team champions. I think they've held those titles. They've had a
Don't
good
say
run.
long enough.
Not long enough, but they've held the titles well, and they've been an excellent representation of what a tag team should be. They have the technical skills of Tyson Kidd and the power of Antonio Cesaro, along with a beautiful valet and Natty Neidhart. Now, all that being said, even though they do have Natty in the corner, I think when you're facing the New Day, it is 3 guys against 2 guys. And
Natty's as tough.
I know Bill Apter said the same thing. And again, guys, if you didn't watch me and Bill Apter, we did do like a quickie, but this is going to be a more in-depth preview of the show. But as you were saying, Andre,
a handful of the wrestlers that wrestle within the organization, the promotion that I ring announce and do commentary for, have indeed been trained by Tyson Kidd and Natalia, and each and every one of them say that Natty's as tough as a man.
No, Bill Apter says the same thing, but all that
I see her pressing Bill Apter overhead with the heaven shaking, brother.
all that aside, Andre, I actually think that WWE has been building New Day. They tried to bring them in as a face tag team, and I said this from the beginning. I thought they brought them in to annoy the crowd into hating them, and I think that is exactly what's happened. Now, these guys are 3 extremely talented wrestlers. I don't know who's going to be in the match. I have a feeling it's going to be Kofi and Big E, but if that does happen, I do see the New Day. Yes, the New Day in a kickoff, in a pre-show, winning the WWE Tag Team titles to kind of bring that crowd in, Andre?
I just have a question for the fans out there, and I'm really, really interested in hearing your opinions. Why would they book the Tag Team Championships in a pre-show? Doesn't it devalue the value of the Tag Team titles? Now, you were just talking about Tyson Kidd and Cesaro carrying those titles well. Well, that doesn't really fit that mold that I obviously agreed with you on. So I think it's the wrong booking having this particular match this early. A lot of people aren't going to be able to see it, myself included, because when I watched last month's pay-per-view, I missed out on the pre-show. I got the pay-per-view when it started and to the end. So it's just disappointing that I'm not going to get to see hometown boy Tyson Kidd and Cesaro defend and retain, yes, retain wrestling fans, their WWE Tag Team Championships, because the stretch isn't or hasn't been quite long enough at this point. I do agree with you, however, Ray, that the New Day have made the heel turn and they do have some form of a push currently behind them. So I do agree with you, and it's interesting. We're not one for one. We're at odds.
None for none right now. But the thing is that I think right now, and don't kill me for saying this, but I think the New Day's a more interesting team, and I like Cesaro and Tyson chasing a little bit more. Again, that's my opinion, and that's Andre's opinion. We'd like to hear your opinion. Always, we ask you guys, always leave your comments here below here on YouTube, or hit us on Twitter at Big Ray Show, at Andre_Corbeil, or at One Wrestling, or just bother Bill Apter and hit him up at After One Wrestling, or at Billy Ray Hustle, our Raw correspondent. So,
or you got the show.
Or you got the show, Bill Schuyler, where unfortunately we're not going to have it back in the day. We really don't do that on the pay-per-view preview shows.
Get well soon, my brother. Bill's feeling a little under the weather, wrestling fans. So if you have the time, take the time out of your busy day and send Bill get well soon. Hope you're feeling better, brah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And before we roll on, the interesting thing about this booking, the positive thing about this booking, is that these are two, I don't want to say new, but relatively fresh would be the way I'd describe it, teams. You know, they're still relatively new, so it's not a matchup we've seen a million times before, yada, yada, yada. So I don't agree with the pre-show booking, Ray. Now, anything else to add before we roll on?
No, dude. No, we can move on. And Andre, why don't you introduce the next match, buddy?
From skill and brawn, power, finesse, and faith, brother, we move into sassiness, sexiness, and beauty as Nikki Bella takes on Naomi, one of Ray's favorite divas, for the Divas Championship. And I'm going to go first right here. I don't see the WWE Divas Champion at this juncture losing the title. She's ran well with the title, and I think there's more in the tank for Nikki Bella and the WWE Divas title. I know you think Naomi's very athletic and charismatic. I agree with that. I also agree with the recent snarkiness that she's adapted and adopted to her character. I like that, but I think it's too soon to pull the trigger, like I said, at this juncture. So your WWE Divas Champion this Sunday remains the sassy, beautiful, and I'm going to say it on OneWrestling.com here, sexy Nikki Bella.
Oh, PG, brother, PG.
You can love but can't touch.
Nah, that song's gonna be in my head the entire freaking night.
Would
Thank
you rather
you.
me dance like Jeff Hardy, bro?
No, don't do it, Andre. Arr! All right. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna shock a lot of people. Now I know this is a relatively what they call like a mid-card pay-per-view or low-end pay-per-view, but I think the Nikki Bella doesn't need the Divas title to be over.
Oh, she never did.
She never did. So, what better way to put over a diva or put over a talent than put the Divas title on her? Now, you're saying that she may not be ready, or maybe it's not her time yet, but I think...
It's not her time. I'm not going to say that she's not ready because she's very athletic, and on a performance level, I have no qualms, quarrels, critiques for her at all. So,
well, I think... Okay,
if
go ahead.
She won, Ray, I wouldn't be upset about it.
Well, then you know what? Then be prepared not to be upset about it, because I think...
Nicely said.
Thank you. I think Naomi is going to go over Nikki Bella. I don't know how. Now, you may think I'm crazy, but I have I have a feeling that her old Funkadactyl tag team partner may get involved somehow. Now that they're kind of on the same...
The dark side?
The dark side, right. So I actually see maybe a reformation of the Funkadactyls in a different way. I do see her old tag team partner coming in and maybe helping, maybe knock Brie out and taking Nikki Bella out somehow. But I do see Naomi going over and becoming... would she be the first black Divas champion? Not the women's champion.
Divas. Wasn't Alicia Fox the champion for a short little run?
Was that under the Divas title?
Geez, I don't want to make the claim because I'm not 100% credible on.
Right. I think she might have been. I'm not really sure.
That pops up in my brain, brother, as a yes.
That goes to show her run if she did how important that run was, because I don't remember her being the Divas champion. Maybe she was.
I could be wrong.
Well, guys, leave your comments below. Let us know, because again we do this off the fly. So.
you can't consider Tamina Snuka.
Yeah, why not?
Black. You can, I guess, but not really.
Right.
It's kind of like The Rock when people say, "Oh, there's been a black champion, The Rock," but those are different waters in a different sea. And yar, I'm not walking off the plank with that.
Oh, there goes Andre with his damn pirate. All right, so
yar.
For all you SpongeBob fans out there. Oh
no!
You
just killed the gimmick, bro.
SpongeBob is freaking awesome, dude. I have a 6-year-old, and that is one of the funniest cartoons I've ever seen in my life.
The pirate will not return on the Can-Am Wrestling Show.
Patchy the pirate.
Big Ray turned him into the Red Rooster.
All right, listen. I'm gonna jump into the number 3 match of the night, and I think, hands down, this match has the ability to steal the show on so many different levels. Now, we have Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper. Yes, we have the Lunatic Fringe versus, well, the Lunatic. And they're in a Chicago, like they say, Chicago street fight.
You sound like from Boston.
No. It's Boston and it's Chicago. Anyway, so we got anybody from Chicago. Let me know if I'm saying it the right way. Please don't bash me. But I think Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper. Luke Harper's work rate for a guy his size is so damn impressive. Number one. Number two, since it's a street fight, these guys are gonna be throwing each other out of the ring, hitting each other with chairs, hitting each other with freaking sodas from outside, and the fans holding popcorn. It's gonna be flying.
Yeah,
I mean, it's gonna be
progress
crazy.
Around the ring and
they're gonna go up the ramp, down the street, across into the grocery store.
River, dude,
it's gonna be an awesome fight. But again, I think Dean Ambrose will come out on top. Dean Ambrose will win this match. Dean Ambrose has a slight little push behind him. WWE right now is at a point in juncture where they're just coming fresh off of WrestleMania, and this is the time where they kind of clean house a little bit. They release some talent, and they start giving certain people chances. I think Dean Ambrose may make us open our eyes and say, wow, we forgot about this guy. This guy's pretty damn awesome. I think this match steals the show. Dean Ambrose goes over Luke Harper. Andre?
And let's go back before I give my prediction on this particular show, to Robin Kimball. You can follow him at Robin Kimball Brand. We had him on the show before, and he was attended a lot of 2CW shows in that area of New York, and that's where Luke Harper came from originally, wrestling fans. And I was actually surprised when Rob told me this, but it wasn't an uncommon thing to have him in 2CW go the full hour for hour-long matches. So he hasn't really displayed that attribute, that quality, that aspect of his game or his craft yet within WWE, but I think the time will come.
Oh, yeah.
But the time's not now, brother. And speaking of people that don't need to be something because they're already over, you go back to the last 8 to 9 months where Dean Ambrose hasn't had a single victory at any pay-per-view. The man's still as over as they come. And finally, Dean Ambrose, the Lunatic Fringe, pulls off one of the very few pay-per-view victories over the last year and gets the win over a budding Luke Harper that hasn't completely budded yet, wrestling fans.
Good call, Andre. And guess what, Andre? That is the first match we agree upon.
Wow, hey, we're usually pretty close.
Right. And this being, I thought one of the more predictable pay-per-views, but I kind of overthink things, and I like to overthink wrestling. I like to think
wrestling.
Wrestling, it's wrestling, brother. I like to overthink wrestling. I like to kind of book it the way I would book it, because I think in the long run. I don't know if. Anyway, I'm not gonna bash the writers in the WWE, but.
Well, there's just too many.
Yeah, well,
there's too many. You know the old saying, too many cooks
spoil the pot.
What are you making, some jambalaya?
I'm making jumbo, man. What is it? No, gumbo, dude. Not jumbo. A jumbo gumbo. It's a
gumbo.
It's a big pot.
Slow down. You're gonna.
It's a DDP yoga, brother.
Oh, Jesus. And
I'm sorry. Gotta promote. I mean, this thing is awesome.
Now you just elated to the point of us agreeing. I'm expecting as we roll into this next match that we're indeed going to disagree, as the face of the WWE, none other than John Cena, goes up against, stop doing it, goes up against Russev, the Russian brute, for the United States Heavyweight Championship. And speak of another person that doesn't need a title to be over, depending on what demographic you are, mind you, but Russev regains the United States title. Bottom line, this match is geared to and suited for him, basically, in a nutshell. It's also being rumored or said that he's actually spoke with some of the past NWA greats that were involved in some of those great Russian chain matches. So this should be a good match. I don't think it'll be believable, would be the word, if there isn't blood. So we're going into Sunday, rolling into this, and honestly, fans, I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to buy into this match. I'm open-minded, of course. I want to see what's going to unveil before our eyes, but I don't know if you agree or not, Ray. I'm interested to hear your opinion on that. I do think there needs to be blood.
Well, first and foremost, that was creepy. Second,
do you remember the guy named Helmet?
Shut up, Andre.
You laughed for 4 or 5 minutes.
I can't.
We're back into the swing and the flow of things, and then Ray just starts.
Shut up.
I can't believe his
No.
name's Helmet.
Am I gonna have to cut this?
Shout out to Vern Gagne.
All right. Anyway, so oh God, you lost my train of thought. All right. So, anyways, you're talking about buying into this pay-per-view, and my cheap plug is that you can buy into it for $9.99 on the WWE Network. Yeah. But in all seriousness, I know that. Well, first, we have John Cena, like you said, the All-American, versus Russev Putria. Russev, Machka. Russev. Now, a lot of people are thinking that Russev is going to crush John Cena.
Really? Really, Ray? I thought I was against the grain with my prediction because everybody expects John Cena to win on the big stages.
I think quite a few people are actually, they think Russev is going to win this match. From what I've been reading,
that just want John Cena to lose?
No, it could be a combination of both, but
because my prediction doesn't revolve around wanting either man to lose.
Right.
It's just after investing all of the time that they did over the past year, building Russev up as the brute, as the serious contender, I think he needs that title back and just make it a blip in the radar, so to speak. Unless, but it may be too soon to elevate him into that main WWE title picture. It's still a little too soon, in my opinion, to pull that trigger. So it just makes more sense for him to be a big fish in the United States Heavyweight Championship pond or realm, so to speak.
Right. I don't think Rusev wins it yet. I actually, and I'm sure he's spoken to guys like Nikita Koloff and the Russian Bear. I'm doing a Russian Bear. Ivan Koloff.
If you would have done that 2 or 3 seconds sooner, I would have spit my coffee out.
Why? Why do I sound like Cookie Monster? Cookie. Yeah, that's what I sound like. I know. I can't do it an Ivan Koloff, but I think John Cena actually gets the chain away from Rusev. I think John Cena knocking Rusev into next week and then hitting the AA. I see John Cena. Oh, no.
Ooh,
no. I see John Cena putting Rusev in the STF and using the chain to make.
Let's not forget he's got that new cutter, that new stunner. I mean, finisher.
But whatever the hell it is, all I know is that John Cena is going to put Rusev in the STF using the chain to pull back on the face of Rusev like he did to John Cena in Monday Night Raw. John Cena retains the U.S. title, and they continue to print those U.S. title, the champ is here, T-shirts. Andre?
Slick marketing.
Thank you.
That's a very nice point.
Yeah, man.
But everybody that buys John Cena T-shirts buys all of them, like collectors. So whether he loses it or not, they're still going to sell that T-shirt. But to get him off the shelves at a higher rate. I agree with you. So I'm sticking with my victory here. Russev regains the United States Heavyweight Championship this Sunday at Extreme Rules, and there better be blood.
Blood. Anyway,
blood.
Andre, why don't you give the next match, buddy?
It's your turn, brother.
It's my turn.
All right. Suck the blood.
Okay, wow. I can go so many different ways with that, Andre.
PG, bro. PG, brother.
PG-13. All right, so now what we're going to have is the very first ever, Andre, Kiss Me Arse match. Yes, it's going to be Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler. And that's Kiss Me Arse. Yeah. Anyway,
nicely said.
I think it's a stupid. Listen, I think it's a stupid gimmick for this match. They could have went so many different ways with this match. I think Dolph Ziggler is gonna do what he does best, and he's like he says he's gonna steal the show. I don't know if this match is gonna steal the show, but he's gonna do his best to try to steal the show. He's gonna have a great match. I am digging the new Sheamus a little more. He has a meaner streak than when he was, I think, previously a heel, which I like. I don't think he looks totally stupid with the mohawk and the rubber bands.
Hey, Sheamus. Jesse Neal called. He wants his mohawk back, bro.
Oh, come on. Everybody in... Well,
Your new RCW Canadian Heavyweight Champion versus Sheamus. Wouldn't that be an interesting match?
That'd be
the
interesting.
Dog of War versus... Hey, fella. But...
Well, can I say who wins?
Yeah.
I think Sheamus goes over, very simple, with the bro kick.
It's very few and far between. I love having the format, the audience that OneWrestling.com provides for our show, Ray. But it's bookings like this, it's topics like this, it's subjects like this.
I know.
That I miss about the show being on my Andre Corbeil YouTube channel that's gone now. So go to the new Andre Corbeil YouTube channel and subscribe.
Plug.
Yeah, for live wrestling, and yeah, I'm not going to do the spiel, but yeah.
Well,
so, this has got to be the dumbest thing I've heard in years, Ray, especially considering this PG era. What's going to happen here? So I don't give two craps about this match.
You said crap and arse.
Poo-poo.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, Sheamus wins this stupid booking, and yeah, the Big Show puckers up at Extreme Rules. Like, what is the 13 and below demographic going to?
Right, but you said the Big Show. You meant Dolph Ziggler puckers up.
Did I say show?
Yeah, you did. It's okay. Happens. Oh. Big Show, Dolph Ziggler.
I'm just thinking how stupid this is. It's this will be what a lot of wrestling fans call the washroom break.
It's a comedy match. That's what it is. It ends up, no matter how good the match is, the finish is a comedy finish, because we're gonna end up seeing Sheamus's pasty white bottom, and then we're gonna have to see now. Now I think he's gonna knock out Ziggler and then pick his head up and shove it into his behind. I don't know. Anyway, you know what? I don't even want to give this match any more time. Sheamus goes over. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so it's your go, buddy.
There's a lot of speculation surrounding this next match, whether it's going to happen or it's not going to happen. Yes, your Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, you see Ray on the other side there doing the chant, the motions for it. No. Now, my source says that Brian is expected to be out for 5 weeks, I think it is. Now, regardless of how serious his condition is, it's expected that he'll be missing WWE Payback on May 17th. Now, the WWE hasn't confirmed whether he'll be defending against Bad News Barrett at Extreme Rules this Sunday, but it doesn't seem like he will, wrestling fans. But if he does compete, ultimately, in a nutshell, it's to drop the title so he can recover. Now, the fact of the matter and the sad part of this all is this is 2 times Daniel Bryan's been booked in a prominent role as an important champion, and this is the 2nd time he's had to drop it prematurely. And I guess I could sum it up with a saying, Ray. If Daniel Bryan didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all.
No kidding, man.
So I'm sure you guys know who I just picked to go over here this Sunday at Extreme Rules, and I've got some bad news, Daniel. Go get well soon, brother.
Right.
And take the time before coming back this time.
Well, now here's my thought process. If somehow WWE is playing us, and they're not giving us the full information, again, I know your sources are credible, so now it's kind of making me think about my. But I'm gonna go with my original idea, and I think that if Daniel Bryan is totally clear to fight in this match, I believe Daniel Bryan wins. So I guess officially my pick is Daniel Bryan. Now, my thought process is, let's say Daniel Bryan, I know you're saying 5 weeks from now. Now, let's say Daniel Bryan is hurt. What I think they should do is, hear me out and tell me what you think. I think what they should do is they should actually vacate the title that night, have Wade Barrett, have Wade Barrett in a match against who? For the vacated Intercontinental Championship. It'll bring a little pizzazz to that match. I don't know who would be available to fight for that Intercontinental Championship.
Following this Sunday or this Sunday?
No, this Sunday. Let's say this Sunday they announce on the pre-show Daniel Bryan is not here, ladies and gentlemen. He is hurt. He will be out for 5 weeks, and what we're going to do is they're going to have a vacated title, and Wade Barrett's already in the match. He will be facing...
Ladies and gentlemen, your fill-in for tonight's Extreme Rules pay-per-view match for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship of the World, Adrian Neville!
Ooh, wow, dude. That...
You're effing great, Andre. I know, Ray.
I was
great.
Dude, I was thinking we would hear or
do for that title. What's he gonna do for that title?
Or maybe oh radio, give me everything I know. No, remember Zack Ryder? Remember one of the most over wrestlers about 2 years ago? No. I agree. That would be freaking that would be freaking phenomenal, to say the least.
The next time you're doing karaoke with Bill Apter, that's the song you gotta sing, Ray.
If they have it, I don't even think anybody knows who Zack Ryder is anymore. But dude, seriously, all jokes aside.
Remember they killed his YouTube channel? I never understood that.
I don't want to get into that, but I really, really, really think, Andre, that is brilliant. That would be an amazing. Or, well, I don't know. See. Oh man, it would be so awesome to bring that. That would be a great way to bring in like Fergal Devitt. Not Fergal Devitt. What is his name?
Owens.
What is his name now over there?
Zayn?
No. Fergal Devitt. What do they call him over there now?
Prince Devitt.
No, that's his original gimmick name.
Hot potato. Let's keep playing hot potato. What are you asking?
I'm asking you, what is his name now?
Fergal Devitt. Oh
no, it's Finn Balor. I'm sorry, Finn Balor.
Jesus Murphy. Yeah.
Finn Balor.
Baylor.
I think it's Balor.
Depending on what.
That's what the little line over the A is for. Balor.
Yeah. What country you're coming from, right?
I think it's Finn Balor. But that would be a great way to bring in one of the new, or like you said, Sami Zayn. Could you imagine that?
No. Adrian Neville's my choice, bro. Those guys haven't had a great debut yet. Adrian Neville has went toe to toe with the top superstars that he's faced at this point, and the superstars that he's faced at this point are indeed top superstars. So winning a mid-card championship would be perfect for him after performing so well against top stars.
I mean, he went toe-to-toe with the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins, dude. So,
absolutely, bro.
Andre, I'm telling you, dude, I'm serious, guys out there. That is brilliant booking. I would definitely do that. Could you imagine how old... What is that, your Mick Foley?
Yeah.
Okay, pretty good.
Yeah,
bang!
That'd be a bang moment. Adrian Neville, right?
It would be.
He flies out.
Andre, really? Adrian Neville, the opinions expressed here are solely of Andre Corbeil. I respect you, buddy.
Are you going to put the arrow, remember, with the Brock Lesnar?
No, I'm not going to do that. Not this time. Too much editing. But, Yeah,
you did
dude.
everything but send Brock my address. Thanks a lot, Brock.
I actually did send him your address, but he sent it back, and there was a big bite in the piece of paper that in the envelope that I sent it. It was horrible. It was scary. All right. Anyway, so I'm gonna jump into the number 7 match of the night, and we have the Big Show versus Roman Reigns in a last man standing match. Now, I said it with Bill Apter, and I'm not going to change what I said. I think Roman Reigns goes over. I think he has to hit the Superman punch about 5 or 6 times. But if they really want to make Roman Reigns look strong, he hits one spear. Big Show gets up from the spear, and then he hits one just hell of a Superman punch.
Reverse it. Superman punch, Big Show. Big Show staggers into the corner turnbuckle, and then when he comes out, that's when the spear happens.
Okay.
Having it the other way doesn't flow naturally.
Maybe a table is involved. Maybe a table's leaning against the corner or something like that. I don't know. I mean,
well, bottom line, it makes 0 sense putting the show over here. So Mr. Superman punch wins after Superman punching the show for the 10 count.
Now, does he hit the Samoan drop during the match?
Probably within the succession move. Probably within his succession of moves, somewhere in the match.
Well, listen, Roman Reigns was taken to Suplex City, and I think Roman Reigns showed that he's a tough kid, and he showed that he could have a good match, even though I think Brock Lesnar carried that match. And by the way, if you guys don't know, did you guys know that WWE actually have copywritten Suplex City biatch? Did you know
biatch?
That? Well, bitch. I don't know if we can say that here on Wrestling.
Hey.
Shh. It's fine. It's a 4-legged female dog. But
people's ears are bleeding. Well, not anymore.
Well, and not anymore. But WWE copywrote that's it's weird to me though that WWE would copyright a wrestling phrase.
No, it's not weird at all. Look at how stern, strict, and how aggressive they've always been for licensing and copyright. They've always been vigorous. Will be the word. I was going to use a different word, but vigorous.
Vigorous works. All right, so cool. So I see Roman Reigns going over the Big Show with the Superman punch. You think with the spear? I'm assuming.
All respect to Yeah. All respect to Paul White and all.
It's awesome.
The twilight is nearing, my friend. You've had a phenomenal career, but I just don't see much for you down the road. There's not really much for you to do. You've done it all, hence why you have so many character alterations and twists so often. Now, I'm going to go back to old NWA logic. Generally, in the career or succession of one wrestler's career, it makes the most sense to only have 1 to maximum 2 turns within your career. Because if you do it too often, you have the problem with Paul White, the Big Show, where the fans don't really know how to receive him, don't really want to cheer for him, don't really want to boo him. There's just... You've had a great career, though, bud.
He's had an awesome career.
You've had a great career.
I mean...
So, I'm not dumping on your cornflakes, but take it as that. You've had a great career. Well, at least and I respect you. I respect you.
If you did dump in the cornflakes, at least they'd be high in fiber. So...
They're great!
They're pretty good!
They're awesome!
Yeah. I wanted to talk to you really quickly before we get into the main event about that. I thought that having the Miz versus Mizdow for the rights of the Miz gimmick was kind of... It wasn't too smart to book that on the Monday Night Raw. I think that would have been actually a pretty good pre-show or something they could have put on this card.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, Sandow is so over right now, and even in a heel sense, Miz is hitting it out of the park.
Yeah, well, Summer
the
Rae
people
now
that hate the Miz are enjoying the craft that he's bringing forth. So, I don't see that as a pre-show, but it would have fit on this card nicely. But maybe they have bigger plans. Maybe they want to escalate it a little bit more and progress it a little bit more. So I'm not going to be too quick to judge yet.
Well, I got to say,
like you said, this is somewhat of a filler pay-per-view, right?
Dude, putting The Miz with Summer Rae, who was probably, I think, the most hated diva on that whole roster by fans. I think it was perfect.
Not by me.
Not by you. I know. You like the.
I think she's cute. Yeah. I like a petite woman.
Anyway, that's my opinion. My opinion is.
If I want fluff, I'll hug a pillow.
Oh, sure, whatever. What?
That was my response to your 12-year-olds. It's like hugging your. How do you say it? It's like hugging your 13-year-old brother.
Yeah, she's like hugging your 11-year-old brother. Anyway, listen. I see Summer Rae. What am I talking about? I just thought that it would be really cool to have this match on a pay-per-view. Again, I know you agree, but I think it was smart booking by putting The Miz with Summer Rae. I like them, and you know what? People can crap on The Miz all they want, but he does exactly what he's supposed to do. He makes you hate him, and he's not awful in the ring. I don't know what people hate the guy so much. He's a bad guy.
He's just been around for a while, and
yeah, but he's good. He does what he does what he's supposed. He's a solid B+ player.
No, B+ players don't main event WrestleMania.
Well, they do apparently.
No, they don't.
Danny O'Brien is one.
Nah, he's not a B+ player, and we all know that.
Yeah, well, that's
but that's a story
for another day. All right, let's go into the main event, Andre. Go ahead, buddy.
Now, our final main event match of the evening is involving the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins going up against Mr. No RKO, and for that matter, no curb stomp. Pretty soon, there's going to be punching and kicking with the odd body slam if WWE continues to ban the moves. It's wrestling. When they sign up for this, and we talked about this, Ray, when we touched base on Bill DeMott and training ethics and whatnot. The wrestlers sign up for physicality. They know what comes along with the territory, the job. I'm not saying go crazy like a lot of the ECW superstars that can barely walk at this present day. I'm not saying on that level, but...
Well, let me ask you a question. Let's say you run a company like WWE, right? And it's a major corporation, because it's a wrestling company, but not really. It's more of an entertainment company, and you have your world champion.
It's a conglomerate.
Hold on. You have your world champion. I want you to really analyze this. You have your world champion. Now, you cater to who? You cater mostly to kids. They will probably make up 60 to 70% of your demographic. Am I correct? More or less. All right. So now you have kids watching your world heavyweight champion jump in the air and kick somebody behind the head, shoving their face into the ground, which is a move that they can easily mimic in the playgrounds, in the gyms.
Move is, Ray.
Andre,
remember the old campaign?
I don't know if my kid can.
At home?
I don't know if my son can powerbomb another kid. I'm just saying, with that finish. Now, if I remember correctly, remember when Jake the Snake Roberts first came out with the DDT? Oh, well, when he made it famous because it was around before him. Let me tell you something. I remember seeing kids in my school gym getting DDT'd on the floor and coming out with, and I'm serious. I'm not making a joke. This is dead serious. It's dangerous. So I'm not advocating for corporate. I agree with you 1,000%. It's professional wrestling. I hate the fact that they're changing the move. I mean, I don't want. If you guys ever played WrestleMania for the Nintendo Entertainment System, this is what Andre says wrestling is going to become: punch, punch, kick, kick, and a body slam. That's it. Seth Rollins has a great finishing move in the Phoenix Splash, but he's not going to be able to use it, and I'll give credit to Billy Ray Valentine for reminding me of that finisher, but he ain't going to be able to use that. So what happens in this match?
I'll give you a small example, wrestling fans. Now, a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me, but I just think of the pile driver. It's a staple in wrestling. It's a staple in wrestling.
I agree.
Yes, there's been injuries over the years from the pile driver. There's been injuries from the body slam or the suplex over the years. Even the power bomb, which isn't outlawed. Remember the Big Show getting his neck broken by Kevin Nash in WCW?
Mm-hmm.
It's wrestling. Accidents are going to happen, just like the reason why there's such a few amount of games in the NFL. The body can't handle that much vigorous. You guys know where I'm going. I'm blanking out right now, but you know where I'm going.
I know where he's going. Right. I mean, the guys are killing themselves 300 days a year, if not more. And Andre, you're right. You know,
and it brings me back and us back to something that we've both talked about on a number of occasions on multiple episodes of the Can-Am Wrestling Show. There needs to be a damn union. And I know they're independent contractors, and it just baffles my mind that people making this salary can't create their own union. All pool in some money. They can all pool in some money. Even people from different companies, promotions, can pool in their money to create this union.
It's true.
We all know that World Wrestling Entertainment has quite the legal team.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Vince McMahon's went up against the U.S. government and won. You don't mess with WWE's legal team, but I digress on that. There needs to be a union. I know you agree, Ray.
I agree. I don't believe it's ever going to happen, and maybe not in our lifetime. Maybe it'll happen when we're older. But again, listen, WWE is not just a wrestling company. They're still a wrestling company, no matter what they say. But they are sports entertainment. They are an entertainment company, as per Vince McMahon. I think things will change once Paul Levesque and Stephanie fully take over. But for right now, and it seems like you wanted to say something.
Yeah, besides, a lot of fans are going to crap on me for saying this or just say you're crazy or whatever. I'm not saying all of the programming because NXT is pretty darn good. But I enjoy Total Divas more than I enjoy Raw or SmackDown.
Wow, really?
And yeah, it's pretty sad. I'll watch the Total Divas episodes and I'll shake my head while I'm watching the show, and I'm like, this is more entertaining than Monday Night Raw is, which feels like a chore to watch. And it's sad. I remember when Nitro used to be 3 hours, and every minute of that 3 hours was must-see TV. Why can't a machine like World Wrestling Entertainment give the fans that? I understand Wrestling 101 stringing the fans along, making them want to buy and pay for the ultimate clash, explosion, result, finish, but they could give us more, and they're not giving us more.
Right. Well, I mean, again, we're not there. I agree with your opinion 1,000%, dude. But again, that's for them to figure out how to,
obviously.
That's for them to figure out.
Just a suggestion.
And it's a valid one.
Yeah.
It's valid. Everything you're saying is 100% valid, Andre. It's nothing that it's nothing that anyone else isn't thinking watching this video right now.
And I hope fans don't misconstrue the message I'm trying to say within the medium there. I'm not hating on WWE by saying that. I just put my butt out on the line and said I liked Total Divas better than Raw.
It's good. It's good entertainment.
If that doesn't prove that I'm being real and genuine, and
right.
I don't know what does. So, yeah, Seth Rollins won't lose this match. It would decredibilize him losing the title so soon after winning it. Randy Orton doesn't need it.
Okay, I'm going to go the opposite way, believe it or not. And the reason why is because they already decredibilized him, I'll use your term, by telling by having Kane...
Seth Rogen?
By having Seth Rogen, or using Rogen, by having Kane, the gatekeeper of this match, whatever the hell that is...
The sympathizer is what I'd call him.
To have him, who basically will do a face turn eventually before he retires, but to have Kane... And I have a feeling he's coming out in this match in his full Demon Kane gimmick. I don't think he's coming out as Corporate Kane.
On a filler pay-per-view? You really think so?
I think so. I believe he will. I believe he will, and he'll carry that gimmick into the next Raw. But I think that he already decredibilized him by saying that Seth Rollins was given the title. They could have made anyone World Heavyweight Champion. They could have made Hornswoggle champion. And Number
You know
3.
what? That's like the third time I've heard that exact expression this week.
Hold on, but number three, and this is my opinion. I love Seth Rollins. Phenomenal.
I liked him better in the Shield. I've lost. He used to be my favorite member, but I don't really care for him too much now.
I thought his title run would be more interesting, and I honestly think that this is the perfect way of allowing the WWE to take the title off this young man and have him chase for a while, because I think this is the beginning, and this is the beginning of the end. The beginning, not the end, but the beginning of the end of the authority. I think this is where they break down.
Which is a year overdue, Ray.
Well, that's the thing. This whole storyline has been going on so long. I believe the authority will always exist when Stephanie and Triple H are there. But I believe that entire faction is going to finally break apart. This is the beginning of it, and it's going to start with their champion Seth Rollins losing the title to Randy Orton. Everybody says, "Oh, Randy Orton doesn't have the RKO." Well, if you remember, only
he's got a punt kick, which is a finisher.
Exactly. He has the punt kick. Now he's going to tease the RKO 1,000 times. Hopefully, now Billy Ray Valentine, we were doing a podcast, or I think we were just talking on the phone. He believed that that Randy Orton was going to get disqualified by using the RKO, and if they do that, I swear that's I don't like that.
You know what would be nice?
What would be nice?
Whatever the result is, after the match, he gets the RKO in the middle of the ring off.
Well, that would be
regardless who the winner is. You know what I mean? To still give the fans an RKO out of nowhere.
Well, the thing is that will Kane bend and finally turn face and help Randy Orton, or will, I don't know, will Kane just kind of lean back? And we forgot to mention, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, we forgot to mention that in that whole Roman Reigns match before, I know I'm going back for no reason, but we forgot to mention, and I want to bring this up before we end with the World Heavyweight title match, that Bray Wyatt's going to make his appearance, he's going to make his presence known in that match. I still think Roman Reigns wins, but I think Seth, wow. I wonder if I change my prediction now. Will Big Show go over? Nah. I think Roman Reigns wins, but I think it starts a feud. Anyway, I'm sorry I just backtracked, but I did want to leave that out because he did cut a promo geared towards Roman Reigns.
And before we move forward, you already announced who you think's going to be the winner of this main event match, as did I. A little bit more about Seth Rollins. You talk about him losing the title and blah blah blah, not being that much of an enjoyable title reign. Let's face the facts. I'm going to be brutally honest again. Who can they throw at him that hasn't been consistently in that title picture over and over and over and over and over again? So it has to be new blood. I'm sure that match from a couple weeks ago was better than a lot of the title matches that have been on Raw or whatever WWE show for that matter with Adrian Neville. I'm sure that match,
good match,
was better than a lot. I'm not saying all. It needs to be fresh matchups, and that's the problem. Randy Orton, John Cena, it's the same cast. Now they did try and switch it up a little bit, making John Cena the United States Heavyweight Champion, but it's not quite enough because they haven't taken those guys like Russev and putting them in that main picture yet, or other fresh faces that could possibly create new feuds for the World Heavyweight Championship. So until they do that, it doesn't matter who the champion is. It's going to be stale matchups in the main event picture.
Well, let me tell you something. Randy Orton right now is really, really, really over with the crowd ever since the Vine started coming out with the RKO out of nowhere. But the fact is that
that's why they banned the move.
But I think that
stupid.
I think that RKO. I think that Randy Orton is Mr. Dependable. He is a guy that's over. He can hold the championship until they figure something out, or until Roman Reigns is ready. I don't know what they're going to do.
He's been a transitional champion quite a few times, actually.
He has, and he'd make a good transitional champion now.
He's a 12 or 13. He's a 13-time, if my memory serves me correct, comment below, fans, and let me know if that's the correct number. But I'm thinking in my head that Randy Orton's already a 13-time WWE champion, and just no more, please. No more, please. And I got nothing bad to say about him. Just no more, please.
Well, listen, Andre. I mean, I'm actually trying to look up.
How many times?
Let me see.
I turned my phone off, bro, because it was going like crazy today. I wanted to pull my hair out.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to waste my time here looking through this because I put Tandy Orton, and I don't know who Tandy is.
We got some of the smartest wrestling fans in the world watching this program, so this is where Big Ray and I rely on you, and we rely on you a lot, just like future top 10 suggestions, segment suggestions, your interactive opinions on the topics that we discuss each and every week here on the Can-Am Wrestling Show, and we appreciate it, guys, and we will interact with you guys. Follow us on Twitter. We will interact with you. It's definitely the best place to interact with us instantly would be Twitter.
Absolutely, and again, you guys know our Twitter handles. We always have them right down below. So, Andre, you know, I don't think it's going to be the best pay-per-view. It'll be okay. I'm interested to see. I mean, every pay-per-view has, in my opinion, the potential to be really good. It depends on the matches themselves, and depending on the finish of this main event, depending on I mean, I really don't have much more to say, Andre, regarding this pay-per-view. I'm just interested to see how it all pans out. So, Andre?
Well, over the last month, this pretty much has to be the least I've tuned into WWE product over a month span, because I usually watch a bit just to stay in tune, to be able to assess and analyze things, to formulate an opinion for you fans. But over this last month, I may have watched 3 hours worth of Raw over the whole month.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's a real boring time for me right now for World Wrestling Entertainment. I thoroughly enjoyed WrestleMania, and that was a card that didn't look too good going in. So who knows, Ray? It could be a great pay-per-view this Sunday.
Right.
And the naysayers, the doubters, the haters could ultimately be wrong.
Yeah, man.
They could all be right.
And you know, I'm looking forward to reporting or covering the recap and results of WWE Extreme Rules 2015. So, Andre, why don't you take us home, my brother?
$20 gas in the tank, please.
Are you gonna start driving? Is this the driving thing?
Yeah.
Nobody drives like this.
I'm waiting for you to say, "Are we there yet?"
Are we there? You do know that if anyone drove like this, you'd be pulled over by the police. But anyway, go ahead, Andre. Why don't you take us home, buddy?
I know that was a brutal rendition there. My name's Andre Corbeil. This is my Can-Am Wrestling Show co-host, the one and only Big Ray. We both represent OneWrestling.com and One Wrestling Video right here on YouTube. So support the social media network. One of the most credible worldwide. Now, we're knowledgeable, passionate wrestling reporters. We know each and every one of you guys tuning in are knowledgeable, passionate wrestling fans too. That's why Big Ray and Andre Corbeil do what we do for you guys. Tried, tested, and true. And you know we ain't gonna stop, brothers and sisters. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this episode 54 of the Can-Am Wrestling Show, WWE Extreme Rules Prediction Show with Big Ray, Andre Corbeil. Stay tuned next week for the return of Bill Schuyler and the Back in the Day segments. And we're all in this for one thing: wrestling.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, for me, Andre, Can-Am Wrestling Show number 64, the WWE Extreme Rules 2015 preview show. Andre, I say this every single week. I would do this for a living, but if I can't, I would do it anyway. Why, you ask? Because I love talking wrestling. And Andre, in the words of our main man, Bill Apter, we'll see you
at the matches.
Peace.